Okay. Hi, everyone. I am Grace Yuzi. We're going to go ahead and get started. I am the Shop Online liaison. I'm here to help with anything from getting your profile set up online to getting your products uploaded or getting your credit card processor linked, um, and more. So if you guys have any questions that you'd like to ask me outside of the call, my email is hello@shopobject.com. I have also sent the URL for the Shop Online guide and the in-person guide in the chat. So you should be able to see those, pull those up. Those can answer pretty much all your questions that you might have about online or in person. Um, and if you do have any in-person questions, we're not going to really cover those on this call, but you can email operations@shopobject.com and they'll be able to answer you there. Again, I'm Grace Yuzi. We also have Madeline Thompson on the call and Stella Hobart on the call. They're both with Space Productions, and they're both familiar with the online portion as well as the in-person portion. So they'll help answer some online questions in the Q&A. If you have any questions, feel free to send those in the Q&A. We'll be answering some throughout the call, and we'll devote the end of the call just to making sure your questions are answered. We also have Stephanie and Arindam on the call here. They're from Ribbon, which is the website developer, and they'll be able to answer all your technical questions. We also have Papa on the call. He's from Shop Objects team, and he can help answer questions as well. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get started here. As I mentioned while people were coming into the call, we would love to make sure you're logged into your Shop Online brand account on any type of device you're going to be bringing to the show, so you can practice scanning a buyer badge here in a second. So if you're able to log in on your phone or your tablet, that would be great. Those are the best types of devices to scan buyer badges at the show. You can also create a purchase order on your phone, but I do suggest maybe doing that on a tablet as you can see more on your screen. But anyway, phones and tablets are great for scanning buyer badges, and obviously your laptop is great to have to work on purchase orders as well. So I'll go over the first I'll go over the few ways that you can scan a buyer badge, how to create a purchase order and access those after, and how to access your leads as well. And then we'll go over questions. So this is what a buyer badge is going to look like. It's going to have their store name or their business name, where they're located, their name. Your badges will look just like this, except they'll say exhibitor right here. And then this is showing it upside down, but on the reverse side, it'll have their name and their city and their business name as well. So if it's flipped over, you'll still be able to see their information. So first things first, like I said, you're going to want to make sure you're logged in on your device. Some devices will log you out at the end of the day. So I recommend just every morning of the show, just making sure you're logged in. And some devices will also have a default browser. I would make sure you're logged into that default browser. Usually that is Safari on the iPhone, or whatever type of your device is. Just make sure you're logged into your default browser, as scanning QR codes will bring up that browser. And we'll show that in a second here. So the first way of scanning a buyer badge is by hovering or pulling up your camera app on your phone and just hovering over the QR code, and you'll see a link that pops up, and you're going to click that link. If you are logged in, it will, I'll show you what that looks like. If you're logged in, it will pull up the buyer profile right here. This is my test buyer profile. Again, it'll pull up their name, their business name, and where they're located. Now, if that's all you wanted to do is just capture their information and then go on with your day, you can do so. You can just make sure, okay, it pulled up their buyer profile. That means it's saved in my account, and you can just swipe out of that and go back to your work. Um, then there is another way of scanning, and you go to your leads page right now. It's this bubble will be on all of the pages, but for now it's just on the leads page. So you're going to click the scan bubble right here, and I'm going to do it on my phone, and then we'll show you what it looks like afterwards. So after you've scanned on your phone, it's going to pull up this little window saying contact save. You can add a note right away saying likes the candlesticks. Done. That way that note is saved under leads. If you have anything that you guys, talked about, you can just remember that quickly. You can also add in notes later, and I'll show you how to do that in a few minutes. So those are the first two ways of scanning buyer badges, using your camera app or using the little bubble that's currently on the leads page. The third way is by clicking this little notepad icon up here. You're going to click that, and you can either scan a buyer badge, and I mean, this is probably the easiest way of doing it because all buyers will have a badge around their neck. No buyers can walk the floor without a badge. Or you can type in their email address. For instance, mine is Grace Connell, and so there I am. Let's see. I'm going to, in this case, just use the camera option to scan. And then we'll reconnect to my phone. So I scanned the buyer badge and I just pulled up that account. You'll see all of your SKUs listed here. In my case, I just have 2 SKUs for testing. And you can add them here. And then you'll click on this little drawer, and you can adjust the quantities. You can add a discount if you'd like to right here, and then you're going to review the purchase order. So right now this purchase order is in draft mode. You can edit the purchase order number, the order ID number. Those things are just created, but you can edit them if you'd like to. You'll also be able to adjust the billing information, buyer information, the billing address. I would go ahead and just make sure these are correct with the buyer if you're with them in that moment. And then we'll talk about payment methods. The credit card payment method, if you want to charge a buyer's credit card through Shop Online, you're going to need to link a payment processor such as Stripe. Stripe is the one we recommend most because they're not going to charge you like a fee other than just a credit card fee. So I can walk through those steps with you guys if you wish. Those are also in the guide that I shared and that's shared in the welcome email. But you'd have to link a credit card payment processor ahead of time if you want to charge a buyer's credit card through Shop Online. Second option that's also very popular is vendor to send payment link. We recommend that if you'd like to send them a Square link or PayPal link. In this case, you would select vendor to send payment link and click submit order. You would get a copy of the purchase order. The buyer would get a copy of the purchase order, and then you would send them that external link and everything from there on would take place outside of Shop Online. In this case, I'm going to select credit card, and I'm going to choose a credit card number, and you'll be able to see this in just 1 second when I reconnect. So you can see I selected credit card from the drop-down menu. I selected a credit card number. You can also add a credit card if you're with them and they want to give that to you while on the show floor. Then I would again just go over the shipping details and make sure that's all correct with the buyer. And then you can also add in notes. Payment due after shipped. Just any types of discussion that you guys had about the order, you can add in there. The buyer will be able to see those notes, just FYI. And you can adjust the quantities if you need to again here, and then adjust the discount and click submit order. In this case, the card numbers that I have put in are being declined, but normally that would just be a submitted purchase order. And let me try to exit out of this on my phone. Sorry. Okay. So I'll show you guys how to access those purchase orders after you've submitted one. You're going to go up to the top and click on orders. And then make sure you're in the purchase order screen right here. You're going to scroll down and over and make sure you've selected all under the purchase order status screen. And then you'll see the last few purchase orders that you've placed or that have been placed. And for here, you'll be able to click purchase or process PO. So if you are charging a credit card through Shop Online, you'll want to click process PO, and this way you'll be able to choose how much you want to charge their card, add shipping fee, and then you'll click charge card here. But again, if you did the vendor to send payment link option, you don't need to click process order. That'll all then just be taken out of Shop Online. Now I'm going to show you guys how to access your leads. This is the lead screen. The most popular drop down, area that you're going to be focused on is buyers you scanned. This is the scan from today. And this is the note that I added in. Again, you can edit that. You can add, uh, an additional note that you thought of later in the day, and it'll save. This scanned your QR code. This is any buyer that has scanned your QR code. Again, buyers also need to be logged in order for for QR scans to go through. So just a reminder, we do remind buyers as they're arriving at the show, but just that's why we encourage you guys to scan their QR codes as well, just to make sure that that lead has been saved. This is requested to connect, requested an appointment, etc. Here's created a draft PO and confirmed PO and shared credit card info. All of these sections are exportable. So on a tablet or computer, you'll see a little export button here, and everything will save to a CSV on your device. And it'll have more information than you see here. It'll have their Instagram handle and more information that I'm not going to list right now, but that is a very helpful tool to export that at the end of the show or at the end of every day. I also am going to show you guys how to pre-print your badges. We're encouraging everybody to do that before the show. That way, when you arrive on exhibitor check-in days, it's you don't have to wait in line as long. So in that case, you're going to go to your profile up here in the top right corner. And then you'll scroll down, and under your logo here, you're going to click print badge. And it'll just go ahead and download a badge to your computer. And it's that easy. Everybody in your booth will have the same exact badge. I'll open it up and show you guys. Um, you'll just write your name at the top. You don't have to write your name if you don't want to, but that's going to differentiate your badge from your colleague's badge. And then you'll print it out and fold along those lines, and we'll give you guys lanyards at the show. So for now, we'll go through any questions you guys have. And yeah, let's see. Mm-hmm. If anybody has any other questions, we can answer them. Again, I did post the guide, the links to both guides in the chat, and I can send those to you guys over email if you need to as well. Yes, buyers are vetted prior to the show. They can also register at the show. Yeah. So, about will the badges of the team members look all under same page to print at once? So yeah, I mean, you can print, like I said, they're all going to be the same for every team member in your booth. So you can print 5 of them, 5 of the same document. If you have 5 team members, and then you'll just write your name on the line. I don't know if I still have it up. Let's see. So yeah, you'll just print however many of these of this document you need once you download it to your computer, and you'll just write your name on the line. About the discount, that discount can be specific to your order. It will not apply to all buyers. But if you do have a discount for all buyers, you can include that in your terms page, which is right here. That's, shipping terms, discount, return policy, estimated ship time, opening order amount, etc. Um, I don't have any of this filled out on my test account, but we do recommend having that filled out ahead of time. Papa, do you want to answer the marketing question?
I'm just answering one question, so when I finish, I'll just type it out.
Sure, sure. Um, yes, I will send you the link on how to set up your products. Let's see. Um, Regarding manual orders or not, or just through Shop Online, you do not have to take orders through Shop Online. We just recommend it as a way of keeping everything in one place. It's a good way of remembering what orders came through at the show. and being able to look back at that. But yeah, if you'd like to manually um, take purchase orders, that's also absolutely fine. Again, yeah, someone asked if it's expected that buyers place orders through the portal. Is it a preferred method? It's not expected by any means. Buyers do enjoy being able to place orders online ahead of the show. If I didn't mention this already, your brand will be visible starting July 15th if you do choose to upload your profile components in your products. It will be visible starting July 15th for 6 months. So buyers are able to shop the marketplace, um, and you are able to capture their information through Shop Online for 6 months. So it's not just during the show. But yeah, buyers are fine with, manual purchase orders as well. It's not like they're expecting only Shop Online purchase orders. Mhm. Chum, I'm not sure I'm understanding your question regarding payment option. Will it connect to the vendor account? In my case, we don't have Visa card payment or PayPal. So if you want to charge a credit card through Shop Online, you will need to link a payment processor. There's a whole list of accepted payment processors under settings in your account. So if it's not Stripe, we have lots of international payment processor options. Mhm. Yeah, so you can definitely update products, add products, delete products, adjust anything after July 15th. Um, we just ask that you have uploaded, a handful of products and completed your profile page by July 15th if you'd want to be visible for the launch. But yeah, you can always edit anything throughout the season. So, the person who asked if you can set a minimum order in dollar amounts, yes, I know you can do that in the terms page. I don't know if it's going to carry over um, to the collection page. For instance, the way the setup, I mean, way the website is set up is we just have minimum quantity one, or a just a single amount, not a dollar amount here. I don't know if we can change that. Stephanie, do you know if they can list a dollar amount for minimum quantity, or if it has to be a quantity? Just a
Per product, not per product. Like they can do the minimum amount for, like their store in their terms,
right, right. Yeah,
but like the minimum quantity, it's only on a product level. It's only going to be per quantity, not per dollar amount.
right. Um, I think I do have examples of what showrooms, what their accounts look like with multiple brands. I can send you screenshots and ideas if you want to email me, Chevelle. And again, your second question about showroom and have brands placed through the showroom. I think I would need to, I don't know, think about that a little bit more with you. So if you want to email me, we can take this offline. So buyers, only the buyer that you're placing the purchase order with will be able to see that discount that you gave that buyer. Unless you're displaying the discount in your terms page, then all Shop Online buyers will be able to see that discount that you're offering in your terms page. But yeah, if you applied a discount to a purchase order, only that buyer will be able to see that.
Sorry, I just wanted to add to Grace's point about Chevelle, the question you asked about the showroom. So from what I see, you only have one shop online participation as part of your showroom. So if you did intend to want to have multiple brands in there, that's something I could totally help you with. So I can email you after this and we can take it from there because it's a different process to that.
Right. Thank you. Oh, okay. Stephanie, do you see that question about the Shopify discount? Could you answer that?
So if you have your Shopify, depending on your setup, if you only have your retail Shopify, when you import your products, you'll be able to do a calculation to apply a wholesale discount. So if your markup is like 50% or 40%, you'll be able to apply that to all of your products during the import. So you don't necessarily have to apply a discount to the orders. But if you once the order syncs over to your Shopify, it will sync over the price that is set in Shopify. So at that point, you will then have to either apply a discount or some stores have like separate apps that they have set up for wholesale applying wholesale discounts.
Thank you. Okay, do we have any other questions? I also would like to say that during setup days and show days, I have a calendar with appointments available. If you need to jump on a Zoom call and if you have any issues with anything, that website link to my calendar will be sent out in the welcome letter that will be sent out to all of you guys in the next week or so. All right. Well, if we don't have any other questions, again, feel free to email me with anything that might come up after the call. And we really appreciate you guys being on the call with us. We're excited for the show. Thank you guys. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.